How to get your initial 50 to 100K funding. So this is what your credit really needs to be. Payment history, 100%. Always on time. You know, we can get anything removed that you need. Link is down below for our credit repair. 6% card utilization, 0 derogatory remarks, average age of your credit history, 5 years, 9 months, total accounts, 17, hard inquiries, 2, probably even less than that would be good. But this is what your credit needs to look like before we do the whole funding process. And yeah, this is work. This takes work, but that's why you're, talking to me, you're watching these videos, you're learning, and this is just, it's all, we can manipulate it. We can play the game. All right, so you just got to play the game. You got to think long term, and you got to basically shoot for this. All right, so step 1, build your credit with Equifax, TransUnion, Experian. The goal is to have at least like 8 to 10 positive accounts on your credit report. Once all the negative items are removed, while you're disputing, you should probably open a couple accounts. 1 secured loan, maybe you have 3 different credit unions or a bank. You have plus 2 others, like 3 to 5 good accounts. You can look at credit builders such as Self-Lender. I have a whole video on positive credit builders, so I'll put a link to that in the description down below. And you can use Rent Reporter or Rent Karma to report back your rent. I don't really like these because they don't report on all 3 credit bureaus, but it is a good way to build credit if you're just starting out for sure. Supercharge your credit with some trade lines. Okay, so trade lines is basically other people vouching for your credit. Okay, so like if you don't have the aged credit like you're supposed to, trade lines are going to fix that. If you have like way too high utilization, you got to buy trade lines. Right, so you buy the trade line, so looks like you have way more credit, so that your utilization will go down. Okay, once you get your credit report cleaned, you got to have like 8 to 10 positive accounts in your profile. Once your accounts that you have opened are 6 to 12 months old, you can ask family and friends if you want to authorize you on their credit card. That's a free way to do it, or you can just buy trade lines. And the way that you want to do it is you want to buy tier 1 trade lines. Okay, this is a game. You got to buy the tier 1 trade lines like Chase, Wells Fargo, like the big dogs that have aged accounts. Okay, because the way that they average your credit score is like however many accounts that you have, however many years they've been open. The average of those accounts is what your credit utilization is going to be, or your credit age limit is going to be. All right, so let's say you're like me and you don't have that option. You're going to have to pay something. If you need a plug, let me know. I'll set you up with mine. Remember, this is the last step to do this 1 to 2 months before you're applying for your credit card. So the cool thing about trade lines is they're going to be on your credit for like 3 months, we would say. I would say like 2 to 3 months. Okay, so you want to clean your credit. Okay, and then you want to buy these trade lines, right? Have some positive primary accounts, buy the trade lines, boom. Now your credit is going to boost for like 2 to 3 months. And during those 2 to 3 months, that's when you're going to go into the funding phase, which is the next one. All right, step 3, you got to build some relationships with these banks, multiple banks accounts, multiple credit unions, at least 3 to 5 of these. Okay, Navy, Federal, Alliant, Chase, Amex, local credit unions, DCU, Truist, PNC, Key Bank. These are going to be good banks for you to build a relationship with. Open up a bank account, okay? And then you're gonna start credit stacking, all right? Credit stacking is basically where you get your credit cards and strategy to apply for multiple credit cards in specific order to access a larger and unsecure line of credit than individual small business credit cards, okay? So like the play is this. There's 3 different credit bureaus, TransUnion, Equifax, Experian. You're basically going to apply to all the credits, all the business credit cards, for TransUnion, right? You're going to go boom, 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 boom. Whenever you get approved, you're going to like have a little happy dance. Whenever you get declined, you're going to call TransUnion right away. You're going to say, hey, I did not authorize this inquiry on my credit report and I need it to be removed immediately. You wait until it gets removed and you keep applying until you've hit all the TransUnion banks. Next, you're going to go to Equifax. Equifax, you're going to do the same thing. Apply to all the different credit cards, all the different loans that are with Equifax. You get approved. You move on to the next one. You get declined. You call them, and you basically start with the big dogs, where the big money is first. Because if you get a loan from a big guy, and then you go down to the little banks, and the little banks see, oh, he got approved by Chase, they're more likely to give you the money. All right. So that was some secret insider information, and now you know. But most of these cards, they pull from different bureaus. So you're going to go TransUnion, Equifax, and then Experian. And then this is step 5. This is double dipping. Credit double dipping is a strategy of applying for multiple credit cards and lines for credit with a bank for one inquiry, right? So let's say with Amex, we want to get your credit's clean. You bought some trade lines. Amex is going to be money, or American Express basically, and you're going to apply to every single American Express card, and if you get approved for all of them, it's only going to be one inquiry on your credit report, which is huge. Truist does the same thing where you can get a credit card and a loan with just one inquiry. Very powerful stuff. All right, step 6, application. So this is just like what you want to put on your application to get approved. You want to say at least 147 annually. Have been at a job for at least 6 years, and you pay $1,400 for in rent. All right, so I have a secret. You can find other ones, like this website's pretty cool. So it's called creditboards.com. You can check it out, and you can see what other people have recently in your state applied for a credit card and gotten approved, and you can start to see like, okay, there's similarities between these kinds of people. They got approved. And of course, if you work with us, this is what we do when we apply for you. We look at your area, your banks, and then we see what credit score people had, how much they got approved for, and if you have something similar to them, we know we're good to go. Also, filling out all the pre-qualified credit cards before you do the actual funding round. Like a lot of the credit cards will give you pre-qualified, right? So if you're not like 100% sure if your credit is good enough to get these funding, then I would basically start by filling out the pre-qual so you don't ding your credit cards, your credit score real bad. Okay. What should you have prior to applying again? All right. This is the next step basically. So you want to have a low risk business name. This is for business funding. Low risk business name. So you really want it to be very generic, or like your name. You don't really want the banks to know necessarily what you're selling, which is very counterintuitive because when we do marketing and stuff, we kind of want our business's name to say exactly what we're doing. As long as your business is in that like kosher area I talked about in my other one, where it's just like a good dinner table business name where people are like, oh, okay, cool. They don't really know what you do, but it sounds like you make money. Solid. You got to have a Regis bank account or business address. You got to have a business address. All right. You got to have a 1-800 number. You need to have a business email. Okay. So you got to make it like info at whatever your business name is. And you got to have a real website and social media. Inside of our program, we help you with all those things. What should you have prior to applying? You also need to have your LLC, your EIN number, your Dun & Bradstreet number. You have to have open banking and checking account, and you should have multiple bank accounts to build that relationship. Okay. Credit profile requirements. Again, this is for business now. You need to have the business's bank account name. You want to have a business bank account. You want your credit to be at least above a 680, not Credit Karma. You got to look somewhere else. Have 2 primary credit cards with $2,500 limits each. You want that higher limit because you want proof that when you have money, you've been responsible. You want 3 to 5 primary credit cards, not trade lines. You want low utilization, no derogatory remarks, no late payments, no collections, and at least less than 3 inquiries per bureau. This is for business. Where to get your $30K right away for your business? Amex, boom. Key Bank, boom. U.S. Bank, boom. And then Navy Federal Credit Union, boom. And you see how we hit the different bureaus in this order? So Amex, Key Bank, boom. That's $30K right there. If they give you more, that's easy $30K. That's the easiest you can do. 10,000, 10,000, 10,000, 10,000, 40K, whatever it is. Boom. All right. Let's say you got bad credit though, and you're still trying, or you need the funds. All right. You can try Divvy. You can do Uline. You can do Nav. You can do whatever this one is, and this one too. This is if you have bad credit. Right? Not recommend it if you're working with us. But I mean, sometimes you got to do what you got to do, and you didn't put all this work in to fix your credit to get denied. So there's still backup plans. All right. Application details for the app: household income, where it asks for personal income. So that's like how much are you and your girlfriend doing, or whatever it is. Like how much is your whole house making? I use projected business revenue. All right. Nothing over 300K. And this is kind of weird. I've seen where if you put like 260 as your revenue, you'll get approved more likely, and then your monthly expenses is going to be 10 to 20K. And that's what you need the credit card for. That's why they're going to give you $20,000 in business credit, because you spend per month probably $20,000, but you make a shitload of money, right? So that's the play. You want to make these things on your application stand out. And that's it. That's how you do it. So the first half was, more of the business, this is all for business, but this is how you get your first funding. This is how you get that money, get that bag. Now the big game, again, is personal credit is king. So you got to or personal credit is the golden goose that lays the golden eggs, right? The golden goose that lays the golden eggs is your personal credit. If you want us to help you do all this, make sure you're inside of our program or book a call with us down below if you're watching this anywhere other than our program. And yeah, that was some powerful stuff right there. That was like the ninja hacks on how to get at least 30 to 100K plus. You can get more than that. If I tell you how much you can get, if I say you can get $200,000 doing this stuff, most people think I'm gassing up, but I'm dead serious. So this is exciting. Go out there, go collect some cash.